I've got a wholesale order for Canada this week, so let's make all the product and get this baby out of here. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Erica. That's August, and Opie's off having a drink. I run a small business called Hall Street Studio out of my home studio in Maryland, where I have 3 distinct lines. I've got paper cuts, plant accessories, and horse girl accessories. So this week we've kind of got a lot going on. We are going to start getting ready for show season. My first show isn't until May, but time is a passin'. I would like to digitize my old inventory sheets where I like mark off what's sold and then maybe see if there's like any extra insights to get. Like I usually look at the last year at that show and like go, "Oh, this was really popular last year," or "This type of local design was really popular last year." So maybe I'll put it in AI and see what AI can pick out of it. We've also got 2 wholesale orders for vases, flower presses, and plant stands. So we're going to start on vases this week and the flower presses. I'm pretty sure I've got all the plant stands in that order. We've also got some cleaning up to do because I ordered like 300 mini frames to start us off, and they've arrived. And guys, I still haven't cleaned the studio, so it is what it is. We have to make some room for these gigantic boxes of frames. We've also got to check inventory of materials, like how many mats do we have? I know I don't have enough. Well, enough. I don't have much of the foam bumper tape that goes between the 2 layers of the float mats. So we definitely have to order that. First things first. Oh, Opie's here. Oh, are you coming to say something? Oh, gross. First things first, we have some online orders, Etsy orders that I really want to get out today. We have an elephant and 2 baby paper cut and a champagne keychain. So let's get started on that. Okay, so we've got the vases pulled for the 2 wholesale orders. Um, there's only like 8 to make for this one and 16 to make for this one. I also have to prep boards for flower presses. And let's go ahead and pull the plant stands for this one. Well, of course, they ordered 2 of the bow plant stands, which I don't have in stock. So we'll also have to check and prep boards for the bow plant stands, but thankfully it's only 2, so that should be pretty quick. And really, the only time-consuming part of this order is making the vases. So let's pull boards and start prepping the wood for the flower presses. Well, I'm freezing to death today. I've got my desktop heater, I've got the one underneath my desk on, and I've got the dog's heater going. You might even be able to hear that one, it's kind of loud. I'm still cold. I got my blanket ready to wrap around me. Anyway, we're gonna work on the vases for this first order today. So let's go collect all the supplies and get ready to do that. Well, the vases are finished. At least the vases for that order. So I was going to go ahead and prep this board to go on the laser. And then I think, why don't we cut the plant stands and flower press tops that we need and at least get the laser work out of the way today. So let's sand this baby up and mask it. We finished the vases for that first order yesterday. We also engraved and cut the plant stands I needed, which that's what I get for not measuring, that I cut 2 of them in the wrong place. But I only need 2, so I guess it worked out. So we gotta finish the plant stands today, so we're gonna go work on that. Then I think we might pack the order, or we might pack it tomorrow, which is a little bit early because the ship by date is Tuesday. But better early than late. Look how red my face is. Weird. Oh, also I started my nails last night. As you can imagine, based on my work and how klutzy I am, I'm really hard on them. So I only did the ones that started lifting. And then tonight I'll do the other ones because they just need fill. What can you do? What can you do? I'm only willing to spend so much time on it at one time. But look how pretty. There's nothing like a little fresh claw. Love it. Anyway, let's go work on the plant stands that we need for this order and get those done. So that's really what we're waiting on at this point. plant stands are polyed, the legs are glued. We just have to glue the legs to the tops later. I took a little break and filled an Etsy order. But while I've been doing all this, especially yesterday while the laser was running, my face is still red. I'm very hot right now. I'm actually sweating. Don't ask me. Anyway, while I have been doing this, especially while the laser was running, I have been digitizing my inventory sheets from shows. So I started with the Three Rivers Arts Festival. That is the Pittsburgh show I do every summer. And so when I go to these shows, and this is a tip if you do shows, especially ones that are more than one day, I make a list of every piece I take. Now, I can no longer break it down like there's 2 crab stacks and one is blue and one is green. Can't do that anymore. I just write 2 crab stack. That's it. You know, like when you've got 23 pierogies, I don't have room to write 23 backgrounds down. No. Anyway, what I do is I mark down what sold and what day. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the compressor releasing. Anyway, so like a lot of my shows are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes there's a Wednesday. But so I will write an A for Saturday, a U for Sunday. So not only am I like writing down what design sold, but like what day it's sold, which gives me like more data like, oh, we sell a lot more on Saturdays than any other day, which is actually usually true. Then I will go through after the show and highlight anything that was popular, like that. Usually it's a lot of the local stuff. Then, like, I took 4 dragons last year in the mini size. I sold all 4 of them on Saturday. You know, so this just helps me like decide the next year what designs I have that I want to bring more or less of, and then also like what kind of angle to start working on new designs with. So like the dragons have been popular in Pittsburgh since their inception. You know, like the mertail, but then like also a lot of the other mermaids have tapered off. You know, so like we're not selling as many mermen and mermaids and mermaid lounging and mermaid pondering and blah 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 blah. Of course, we're selling the mercat. And I say that, and we took 2 mermen and we sold two mermen. So anyway, my point being, like that's how I decide, okay, well maybe I won't make more mermaid lounging and mermaid pondering because they didn't really sell the last few years. So that's what I've done here. Also, like you'll notice like some of these have like little cross outs. So that's like when I'm at the show, like because these are very long. When we sell out of something, like we took 1 mermaid mirror and we sold it, I will just cross out the number so that as we're like, because sometimes people will come up and be like, oh, do you have any more of this? Or do you have any designs with this? And we can look at the sheet and say, yeah, we have 8 hummingbirds, you know, or maybe it's Sunday morning and instead of 8 hummingbirds, we can see that we have 3 left. So when the thing is sold out, I just cross it out so that if we glance at the list, we're like, sorry, no, you know, we sold the last one yesterday or whatever. So anyway, that's my explanation of these. So I have been digitizing those with the help of AI and having it like summarize the information. So we've only done basic summaries at this point, like how many we brought in each size, how many sold in each size, you know, like percentages and stuff. But one of the things I want to do is like on the pages where it just straight up digitized the information, it added this category at the bottom that had a subtotal. So like last year we took 394 minis. Now on Thursday we sold 13. But on Saturday we sold 92. You know, so like that's really valuable information, like that if the show's a little slow to start, like it's because Saturday's the biggest fucking day of the week. You know, and it did the same thing for all the other sizes. We don't sell as many, like, I mean, I also don't take 400 of any other size. I don't have room in my cart for that. So I have been working on this. I'm gonna have it add maybe like some percentages, like, you know, this says we took 394 minis and we sold 141. Like, I would really prefer to have a percentage number. Like, you know, did we sell 40% of the minis? Did we sell 10% of the 8x10s? You know, like, just so we can kind of look at like one number and one viewpoint. Then I think the next thing I'm gonna do is actually, once I do all the years, which I have years going back to 2015, once I have all of them done, I actually want to go through and look at historically what was popular, because it did bring in, so like all these highlighted lines are the same ones I highlighted that I remember or see from the data were popular. So I want it to like make a list historically of what was popular and what was popular in maybe the last 2 or 3 years. And then I want to start looking at what are the similarities. Like, I know a lot of it from over the years is actually like the change in my own artwork to getting more detailed. So like more detailed pieces are selling than the more simpler ones that I've started with. So like there's that one commonality, you know, and then it's like, are there other commonalities like the mythical, like the dragons, or is it whimsy that we talked about in the other ones, or is it hobbies or birds, you know, whatever the commonalities are, at least look at all of them together, because I think that catering more to what sells more. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. I'm going to go back to this while we wait for the plant stands to dry and get a little further on this. Well, we've got all of the plant stands and stuff finished. So I actually have a doctor's appointment that I have to leave for in like 15 minutes, but I thought let's do a quick final wipe down and put the vases in bubble sleeves so that we'll be ready to pack the box when I get back. Forgot to remove my own label from probably all 4 of these fern ones. So I'm going to go do that real quick. Okay, labels are off. Hold on. A little turned. There we go. I have 2 minutes. So let's quick wipe these down and put them in their baggies, and then I'm going to run out the door. I'll be right back and we'll finish packing. Okay, I am back. Had a little snack. Oh, I forgot to show you, look. Yum, fresh claws. Anyway, now we're gonna pack this box. I still have to put paper inside, like stuffed inside each of the vases. I'm gonna put some styrofoam on the bottom and the top, probably the sides, maybe between the vases and the plant stands. Let's see, let's go get some styrofoam. I'll be right back. And these sheets of styrofoam, they're just from like furniture and other boxes and stuff I get, so that's why it's all weird shapes. What can you do? Again, same thing. I've got a ton of this paper left over from other things I've ordered. I also have my own roll of paper, but I like to just shove these under my shipping table and reuse them. Why didn't you tell me I brought 2 pieces of styrofoam and there's one right there? Why did I just go get another one? I've also got a shit ton of bubble wrap to use up, so let's use it. And this is my stash of bubbles. Like, bubbles. Did I show you these finished? We got our little, where's the front? There we go. We got our little bow. It's a little hard to stand this far away from the desk. We got a little swirly. So, I think they're really cute. And yeah, it would have been nice if I didn't screw up cutting 2 of the 4, but I only needed 2, so. All done. I'll take you in for a close-up in 1 second, but we got their order sheet. Actually, this one is going to Vancouver in Canada. So that's why I kind of acted like a crazy person with all that space around the stuff. Hi. What's up? Yeah. Then I've got my thank you card. And then I have like a little about me card that I send out. Some stores like to display a little information about handmade stuff. So this like doesn't have my business name on it. It just has like my personal name because a lot of stores don't want you to like, for good reason, to like compete with them for your own products. So like they don't want Button and Fern on this, so someone will go, oh, I'll just go to Button and Fern's website and shop. They just want you to buy it in their store, which is fair. So I include those. We are gonna tape it up. Let me, styrofoam all over me. Here, let me show you. So, can you, oh, here we go. So we've got our 6 little plant stands, and underneath these is the vases, and there's space on either side, and styrofoam everywhere. So, hello, there we go. So, this is done. Let me tape this up and put a shipping label on it, and then we'll say our goodbyes for the week. Talk about next week. I'm sweating again. Anyway, the order is all packed up, ready to go. So I'm going to go drop that off at FedEx. And then I'm going to go back to digitizing these inventory sheets. I did just get the invitation to the 3rd juried art show that I applied to. Remember, we had to make that bird piece? Well, I got into all 3. So, good job. We did it together. Teamwork. So I'm going to go work on that for the rest of the day. And next week we will finish the, well, we barely started it, but the local order with the vases and the flower presses, which is that Old Ellicott City store just down the street from my house, Kaplan's. So we're going to work on that next week. We also, I gotta figure out what I got and what I need to order for these shows. So, I'll see you then. Bye.